Junior lived with his father and stepmother after his parents divorced when he was young. He didn't get to see his mother very often, and he loved his dad, but there was always something that made him feel uneasy around his stepmother. She was kind to him, but sometimes her actions left him feeling confused and uncomfortable. One day when Junior was in the bathroom, his stepmother entered, offering to help wash his back. Although Junior was old enough to do this on his own, he didn't want to upset her, so he agreed. But things quickly went too far when she began washing his hair and his body. Junior felt like it was too much, that it wasn't normal for someone his age to have their stepmother do this for him. He tried to move away, but she held him tighter, saying, "Just relax, Junior. I'm just trying to help." The next day, Junior's dad took him shopping for new clothes. Junior was excited to pick out a cool new shirt and some sneakers. However, when they returned home, he was surprised to see his stepmother wearing the shirt he had just bought. She looked at herself in the mirror and said, "I love this shirt. It looks great on me." Junior didn't know what to think. Why was she wearing his new shirt? That night, Junior couldn't sleep. His thoughts kept circling back to the strange things his stepmother had done. The bath incident bothered him, and the shirt only added to his confusion. He knew something didn't feel right, but he didn't know how to talk about it. Every time he tried to bring it up with his dad, he seemed distracted or too busy to listen. Junior felt like he was alone with his thoughts, and he decided that he needed to tell someone. He just didn't know who. The next day at school, his mind was still on his stepmother's strange behavior. His teacher, Miss Beasy, always made him feel comfortable. She often said that her students could come to her if they needed to talk about anything. During recess, Junior saw Miss Beasy sitting under a tree, reading her notebook. He hesitated, unsure if he should speak up, but the discomfort had been growing inside him, and he needed to say something. Finally, he walked over to her and quietly said, "Miss Beasy, I need to talk to you." She looked up at him with a warm smile. "What's wrong, Junior? You look worried." Junior felt his heart race. "It's about my stepmother. She's been acting strange. I don't know how to explain it, but it makes me feel uncomfortable." Miss Beasy put down her notebook and gently patted the space beside her. "Tell me more, Junior. What happened?" Junior took a deep breath and with shaky hands shared everything: the bath, the shirt, and how it all made him feel uncomfortable. Miss Beasy's expression shifted from one of warmth to concern. "Thank you for telling me this, Junior. It's very important that you feel safe and happy at home. I'm going to help you." Junior's heart felt a little lighter. At least he wasn't carrying the secret alone anymore. That afternoon, Miss Beasy called Junior's dad and explained what had happened. She was kind but firm, making sure to emphasize the importance of addressing the situation in a way that would make Junior feel safe and understood. Junior's dad listened quietly for a moment, then sighed heavily. "I didn't know Junior was feeling this way," he said. "I thought everything was fine." Miss Beasy replied, "Sometimes kids don't express how they feel until it becomes too much. But this is serious, and it's important that Junior feels heard and protected." Junior's dad promised to talk to his wife that evening, but Miss Beasy wasn't satisfied with just a conversation. She recommended that they involve a counselor or another trusted family member who could help address the situation more thoroughly. That evening, Junior overheard his parents arguing. His dad's voice was calm but firm, while his stepmother's was defensive. "I was just trying to help him," she said. "I thought I was doing what any good stepmother should do." "You crossed a line," his dad replied. "Junior's uncomfortable, and that's not okay. You should have known better." Junior felt a strange mix of guilt and relief. Was it his fault? Had he done the right thing by telling Miss Beasy? He couldn't help but wonder what would happen next. The following day, Junior's dad sat him down for a serious talk. "I'm really sorry I didn't notice how you were feeling," he said. "I promise I'll listen to you more carefully from now on. You should always feel comfortable and safe at home." Junior nodded. "What about my stepmother?" he asked quietly. "She's agreed to give you more space, and we're going to talk to someone who can help us understand each other better as a family," his dad said. "But I need you to promise me something. If anything ever makes you feel uncomfortable again, you have to tell me right away. Can you do that?" "I promise," Junior replied, his voice steady. Over the next few weeks, things began to change. Junior's stepmother apologized to him, admitting that she hadn't realized her actions had made him uncomfortable. She started going to therapy to better understand boundaries and how to maintain healthy relationships. Junior's dad also made an effort to spend more time with him, asking about his day and making sure he felt heard. But even with these changes, Junior still felt cautious. He couldn't forget how strange and unsettling those moments had been, and he remained alert for any signs that things might return to how they were. He knew he had to keep paying attention to how people treated him. One night, as Junior lay in bed, he heard footsteps outside his door. His heart raced as he heard the doorknob turn slowly. It was his stepmother's voice calling softly, "Junior, are you awake?" Junior froze, barely breathing. He didn't answer. He closed his eyes tightly and pretended to be asleep. After a long moment, the door clicked shut and the footsteps faded away. The next day, Junior told his dad what had happened. This time, his dad didn't hesitate. He immediately called a family friend who could help them navigate the situation. Junior realized that speaking up had been the right choice all along. He learned that it's okay to feel uneasy about certain things, and that telling someone he trusted made all the difference. Although the road to making things right was long and difficult, he knew he had taken the first step toward feeling safe and happy in his home again. As weeks passed, Junior began to feel a sense of peace returning to his life. His dad's commitment to making things right and the family counseling sessions slowly started to repair the emotional rift that had formed. However, it wasn't always easy. Junior sometimes found himself still unsure, afraid of the uncertain balance between forgiveness and cautiousness. He wasn't sure how to move forward, whether his relationship with his stepmother could ever return to what it had been before. His dad noticed the strain. One Saturday afternoon, they went for a walk together, just the two of them. The autumn air was crisp and the orange leaves rustled around their feet as they strolled through the park. It was one of those rare, quiet moments where time seemed to slow down. "Junior," his dad began, breaking the silence, "how are you really doing? I know things have been strange with your stepmom, but I want to make sure you feel okay." Junior kicked a pebble with his sneaker, staring at the ground. He didn't want to worry his dad too much, but there was a part of him that still felt uneasy. "I'm okay, I guess. It's just hard sometimes. I don't know if I can trust her again." "I understand," his dad said, pausing to look at him. "It's not easy to rebuild trust, especially after something like this. But you don't have to do it alone. I'm here, and we're taking steps to make things better." "I know, Dad," Junior said softly. "I just don't know if I can forgive her." "Not yet. And I don't think I can forget what happened." His dad placed a reassuring hand on his shoulder. "You don't have to forgive her right away, and you don't have to forget either. What happened to you was wrong, but I want you to know that you're not alone in this. We'll go at your pace. If you ever feel like you need to talk about anything, I'm here. I'll always listen." Junior nodded, feeling a weight lift from his chest. It wasn't that he had all the answers, but hearing his dad's words made him realize something important. Healing wasn't about rushing to forgive or forget, but about moving forward in a way that made him feel safe and valued. In the weeks that followed, Junior found himself slowly opening up again. His relationship with his dad grew stronger, and they spent more time together. They had dinner at the table more often, and Junior started to talk about his schoolwork, his friends, and his thoughts. His dad encouraged him to express his feelings, making sure he knew that his emotions were valid, no matter what they were. As for his stepmother, she continued to attend therapy. The road to self-awareness was long, and there were days when she was more open to change than others. Junior's dad was vigilant, ensuring that any behavior that made Junior uncomfortable was addressed immediately. But it wasn't just about what his stepmother did. It was about creating a space where everyone felt respected and heard.